I believe we have the band on the line right now.
We do. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You want to, for our listeners again, tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Jay Trafford. I play bass guitar and I sing in the group.
John Ruggiero. I play lead guitar in the group.
And actually, we're at our practice space right now. We're just hearing our other guitar player coming in. He's going to be here in a couple of seconds. His name is Zach. But we're one down today. It's just going to be the three of us. Our drummer and the person I write the songs with, Brian Farrell, is not able to join us. So it's just the string section of Sommelier this evening.
I see.
We were talking a little bit earlier. We're curious on how you came up with the band name. Because we were trying to figure out, like, we were looking at maybe, like, translations for the word, and because it's French, you know. So we were just curious how you came up with that.
This is Jay still talking. We'll have questions, I'm sure, for Johnny. The funny thing about Johnny is he's our newest member on guitar, and he just only joined the group about a month or so ago. So
this is a question I want the answer to.
Yeah, well, I was gonna pass it off to him to answer, but, just to see what he would come up with. But no, I mean we were getting together and looking for a name, as most bands do, and I sort of forced this upon everybody. Yeah, I mean it's originally a French word, but hello, Zach. Our other guitarist, Zach, has just walked in. You want to say hello so they know what your voice sounds like?
Sure. Hi, my name's Zach.
Welcome.
but they had the band. So yeah, the band name. It's an occupation, really. I mean, I'm sure as you guys looked up, it's somebody who makes a decision online for you. So right. I think that's pretty applicable for selecting sounds and things that we think people should take a listen to.
Are you guys big wine drinkers?
I mean, is 10 West a dry campus?
I think so.
You don't have to answer that.
It's dry in the summer.
Yeah. But yeah, because that's not the reason I'm asking, but I guess part of the reason that we reached out to you guys was that we're going to be there on this Thursday. We're going to be performing at the Underground.
Yeah, Thursday, I believe at 8, right here in our same building as the radio station, the Natali Center, but it'll be in their performance space, so it should be pretty cool. I don't think it's too large either, so it'll be a nice, kind of intimate performance for you guys.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So I wanted to ask, right before we play, how'd you start getting into the idea of doing remixes of your songs? Because, like I said earlier, they have a very distinct sound from the original, and I think that's really interesting. Like you said, not a lot of really guitar-based bands are doing electronic mixes of their stuff by any means. So how did that...
I mean... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, how did that come to be, and where did the idea stem from?
That idea, it really came from what you just said, is we anticipated, having somebody who wasn't involved with the original conception of the track, just giving them the pieces of it. The idea just came from, well, obviously they're going to come up with something completely different. And we've done this with a few different producers, generally in the Pittsburgh region, since we started as a group. But that's really the whole reason, is that, we come up with something and we sort of know how we want it to sound, and then we pass it off to someone else who we believe can come up with something interesting. And that's very much, especially on this one, Requiem Witch, that's happened to a huge degree, I think.
That's really cool. Now, is there any plans to ever play these songs live, or are they more just for listening recorded? It
would probably be pretty difficult with some of them. actually, as you'll sort of play on whenever you guys play this track, you'll hear live flute on it, which is Requiem Witch, the artist. She plays flute, along with being an audio engineer, plays flute professionally. So super glad that she added to that. Possibly it's something we'd be able to figure out someday, but really it's just for the experience of having a different look at the song.
Right. I like that a lot. So I think, is everyone ready to hear the song?
I'm definitely excited. Now that I have a little backstory, I'm curious to hear it.
Great. Let's flip it on real quick. That was the news, or the snippet of the new song, Killing in the Au Pair by Sommelier. That sounded really interesting, guys. I really liked the synths in there. There was a lot of like cool different textures, and then the beat kind of carried them along. Yeah, that's really cool. I like guitar gear and stuff myself. Would you say you have like a favorite brand or like kind of, pedal, like a modulation or something like that?
Overdrive pedals and fuzz.
Nice.
I've almost got every iteration of the big muff pedal. I've just got a few more to track down. We've got stacks of overdrive pedals on everybody's board.
That's awesome. That's real cool. Have you seen their Rip Speaker fuzz pedal by Electro Harmonics?
Yeah.
I thought that looked pretty cool. I haven't gotten it yet, but I liked how you can kind of change a lot of the fuzz on that. It's got some nice.
Yeah, there's a guy that actually makes a clone of that. I think it's Dirty Haggard Audio. He's out of Portland, Oregon, and he makes his own kind of variation. And he's got one that completely mimics that old school dying 9-volt battery.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I've even seen they have now they're coming out with the pedals where you can control the power input for the pedals and kind of replicate that dying effect on any pedal now, which is cool.
We're all about replicating dying.
I'm honestly surprised there's even like a market for that sound, like just dying batteries.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, how did you get in contact with Requiem Witch and kind of bud this project together?
It was just reaching out. I come across her work online, and as I mentioned, she's an audio engineer. She does live sound for touring bands. She's currently on tour, actually, but she managed to finish this track up for us, and so it was just a case of reaching out and seeing if she would be open, if she liked the song enough to work with it. Fortunately, she did.
That's cool. That's really cool. And then I wanted to ask, too, kind of change the subject a bit, but is this like a song that might appear in an EP or LP, or is it just kind of set for a single release?
So the original version of the track we put out in November, and that's online already. So the original, Killing the Au Pair, is out now on everywhere on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, and this is just sort of like a follow-up as a single to that. Like I said, a different perspective on the song.
Okay, cool, yeah. And then I just wanted to ask too, is there any? I saw you guys have a couple EPs and single releases. Is there any plans for an LP in the future? Or are you kind of just sticking with the EP releases for now?
To be decided, I think. I think we'd like to, but the original reason that we started working out this way was just for the attention. So we started right when COVID started, literally a month before we started to get together to write songs and work on them. And then everything locked down in March 2020, of course.
Right.
And, I think that changed people's attention span a great deal. And
oh, yeah.
So we started with the path of trying to get things out to people quicker. And it was pretty easy for us because we had already gotten such a good start on learning how to work together and putting songs together. So it's pretty fluid for us to do so.
Yeah, I think that's really hard for a lot of bands, is really getting that kind of creative fluidity between each other and really kind of being able to work out songs and ideas without too much like problems or resistance or different creative thoughts.
So we talking about your sound and stuff. Was there any influence from like other bands that kind of made you like realize, okay, this is the sound we're going for? Did you have any like, other bands that you kind of drew from?
Who do you draw from, John?
I was just like, so having been in the band for about a month and a half now and learning lots of material, and speaking of pedals, like I owned one pedal and now I own way too many. Because we do have to do the things live, and so that's been fun. That's been fun and challenging for me. I've played guitar for a long time, but played, different kinds of guitar. And guitar-wise, like, I'm not sure if I have any clear influences that I can think of. But music-wise, bands like New Pornographers sort of, and, Arcade Fire, those bands were sort of formative when I was, years ago. And New Pornographers is still one of my favorite bands, what they're able to do. So I like, it seems collaborative, and so far with this band, it seems very collaborative and open.
Yeah, but that's nice. So can we expect this new guitarist on Thursday?
We expect you on Thursday.
Yeah, I plan to be there.
He plans to be there.
Cool.
If his shirt clears, he plans to be there.
Right.
Cool. So besides Thursday, you guys have any other shows coming up?
Yeah, it's kind of a busy week for us because we're talking to you today. We're announcing this remix with Requiem Witch, playing Penn West. We're playing the Underground there on Thursday, and then this Saturday we're playing Voodoo Brewing in Homestead, close to Pittsburgh. A little day after St. Patrick's Day show. I'm realizing that like the second year in a row that we've booked a show the day after St. Patrick's Day, so I'm thinking we're going to try and make it a thing.
Are you guys just trying to avoid St. Patrick's Day?
I'm sorry?
So you guys are just trying to avoid St. Patrick's Day, ain't you? Being downtown during that holiday.
It sounds like a good idea when you put it like that. The more we think, it just happened naturally these past 2 years, but, when you start to think about it, you're like, I'm kind of glad it happened this way. Yeah. No loud Saturday.
Well, I hope that everybody who's listening is able to come out to Thursday and be. Are you guys like going to be sticking around after the show Thursday, or are you guys kind of, any other plans for the show or anything we should know about?
We don't have anything booked out in California in the coming days, apart from the Underground. But one of the things I wanted to mention also is we'll plan to set aside some free merch for folks who attend. It's only going to be a limited amount, but we're going to be giving away some free merch. I know people like free stuff, and we're all working class here, so
that's awesome.
So, yeah, people can expect that if they want free stuff, shirts and stickers and buttons and all kinds of paraphernalia.
Autographs,
Autographs.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Because, it always helps when, something people can get, like, obviously I would think the music is good enough to bring people in, but people love a good free couple things, or walking out with a handful of stuff.
You gotta get your name out there somehow. It's business.
Yeah. And life isn't easy for college students.
Yeah.
We say to you the day after coming off of spring break.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask though. So you guys have played a couple other shows and performances in the past. I saw you guys did I think on TV performance, right? That was broadcasted, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we did a couple things that were live streamed. The University of Pittsburgh has they set it up like a late night show, and they call it Pitt Tonight. we were one of the performers for that. That was before Johnny joined.
That's cool. And I was gonna ask, like, is there like a show you could think of in your head where it was just completely awesome, or maybe a total disaster, something memorable that, or a venue, like something that sticks out of all the shows you've played since you started performing?
We played at the Double L in Millvale, and that's the first time we had requests for an encore, and that was pretty cool.
Oh.
That was fun. Yeah, that was for the Millvale Music Festival last year. I don't know if you guys are from around Pittsburgh. Or
Yeah, I've heard of the music festival.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty fun experience. I like the Pit Tonight thing as well, because that was like a really pretty venue. I think it was the Frick Fine Arts Center in Oakland.
Oh yeah, that is a very pretty.
So,
I was gonna say, it looked like you guys had a pretty big stage at that performance. I think I saw a little clip online.
I always like to give some room, yeah.
It's real cool.
So is there a specific venue that you guys are always like, we have to make sure we get this, in our rotation, like every year? Is there a certain venue that like sticks out to you specifically, or one you hold close to your heart?
Is there a venue you'd like to play, John?
I have to think about that.
I think it's more of just, getting like specific promoters, and that's what usually catches our attention more, is if there's somebody that we know books a lot of things or a lot of venues, then we, if they reach out, then we hesitate to say no. But I enjoyed Club Cafe. That was a nice little spot.
Yeah, we played there a couple times. That's on the south side.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's really cool.
So, all right. Well, I think we're getting close to the end of this interview, I think. Yeah. So where can they find your stuff? Where can they find your like social media or your music or anything like that?
Probably best bet is our website, sommelierband.com. SOMMELIER band.com, and that has links to our socials, upcoming shows, music is on there, all the good stuff.
Great, thanks for letting us know. This is Sommelier. They will be playing the Underground Cafe this Thursday here at Penn West California's campus, right here at the Natali Performance Center at 8 p.m. I would be sure to catch it. Like they said, they're going to have some free merch, and their new guitarist is showing up. It should be pretty cool.
Tentatively, right?
So is there anything else you guys want to add in before we, I guess?
Yeah. Hello to Brian, who I believe is listening. He's, like I said, he's unable to be here, but I believe he's able to still tune in.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Brian, what are you doing?
No, that's great. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys here.
Yeah,
Thursday.
I'm glad that you guys took the time out of your busy schedule this week to be able to sit down with two college students that might have.
No, really, it means a lot. Like I always say, anytime someone can like support college radio, I think that's really special and cool. And
we were also talking about, I think from our knowledge, I'm sure they probably have records somewhere, but like you're the first interview we've done. So
yeah, in our college radio career, we only started this past year, but yeah, I think it's really cool that you guys were down to interview on air live. It's really special to us, so thank you a lot.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thanks for having us.